Wednesday review of some contests. Now, I've noticed that we're already stuttering, which I thought I kind of solved the other day, but I guess I didn't, which makes me sad. But what I'm going to do is, for those of you who don't know, I am Planet Mitch from GiveAwayRocket.com. That's the place where I live and where you can find out all kinds of great information about how to run contests and how to grow your business and how to set up your live stream so that it stutters. First of all, let me know if you can hear me, because I think you can hear me, but I always like to check. And I always, of course, like to get some comments like this. Tell me where you're from. Let's get a little interaction going here. The plan for today, and by the way, if you want to know when I go live, and I'm going to watch and see, it says it posted on Facebook. There should be the link right there to find out when I go live. So I'm doing scheduled broadcasts, and I sometimes do stuff when I just flat out figure out something new and cool to say. So for those of you who don't know me, I am all about growing your business, growing your email list, finding highly targeted leads through running contests. And they're fantastic to bring in high quality new leads. And when done right, you get people to share your campaign and you get to grow your business. So what's the number one biggest fear? People constantly tell me that the leads that you get from a contest are, shall we say, just freebie seekers. I was actually on a live with a bunch of sweepers last night. Long story. But they constantly tell me, the people that I have talked to that are sweepers that do contests, oops. I have a new hard drive sitting on my desk and I just knocked it over. One of my friends is a contester and she actually spends 12 hours a day entering contests. But she will tell me over and over and over and over, and she would tell you if she were here, that she won't enter something that she doesn't really want to win. And so all of this myth about contesters will just enter contests to win something for free, that's not the way it works. Now, there are always going to be some people who just want something for free. And thank you, Brandon, for letting me know that you can hear me and for asking questions. So both of you, there's two of you asking a question. Boy, that F turned out really big. Brandon asked, what are you using to stream? So we're going to do a little side topic here on streaming really fast. I'm on a Mac. I'm using a tool called Ecamm. It only runs on Mac. There is no Windows version, I think. I'm pretty sure that's true. And my cat just broke into my room. And it's awesome. It's one of the best streaming tools out there. So I'm actually using two tools though. So Ecamm does the broadcast. And I'm also using StreamYard, which is a tool that takes the broadcast and it puts it out in multiple places live. So right now I'm on YouTube. Let me look over here. I'm on Periscope. I turned a couple off just before we started. And I'm on Twitch. I said YouTube, right? And Facebook. So I'm on those 4 places simultaneously. So my message is being spread far and wide. Now, I'm also using a tool called a Stream Deck because it's easier for me. Let's see, I think I can do this. The Stream Deck, I think I have the cord long enough, looks like this. Oopsie. It's like a mini TV screen. I currently have it darkened So let me let me go do this so you can see the Stream Deck. I actually have two of them. Changes screens depending upon what button you've pressed, and I'm using it to activate the functions inside of Ecamm to display the lower thirds. So there you go. There's a long-winded explanation. And it's a lot of fun because I actually have my Stream Decks and Ecamm set up to do stuff like this too. So I have sound effects. If I switch screens on my Stream Deck, I can go into my sound effects. Stuff like that. So I know sometimes they're a little silly. And actually, this stuttering thing I've determined that has to do with the dang Stream Deck. So I really kind of need to stop using that until I figure out what the solution is. And I'm actually going to quit the Stream Deck software because I think that will fix the stuttering problem. Yep, there it went. Which means I have to do stuff manually, like hit Command T to make that go away. I wonder what happens if I launch it again. So I'm using Alfred to do launching. Because I actually think that it has to do with the playing of the sounds. But I'm going to watch the stuttering to see if it starts happening again. All right. So we've gotten really off topic. So I'm a guy, like I said, who runs contests to grow businesses' lists. And if you got onto my calendar, which I showed before, and there should be a link in the feed somewhere, the purpose of this live stream was to show some contests and to figure out what's working and what's not working. I didn't prepare anything in advance. I was just helping my wife bring the groceries in. And so what I'm going to do instead, since I didn't make time to prepare, is we're just going to go online into Facebook groups and we're going to pick a couple of contests and we're going to just see what they're doing. I do this all the time, actually, because what I want to see is to find what other people are doing that's really unique, or to find things that aren't working so that I can help educate people about what not to do in terms of running contests. So I am going to switch over here. At least I think I am. There it goes. And then I'm going to hit this key. And I think you should see my desktop. Is that right? It looks like you are. So what you see right now is my website, actually. It's one of the places that I'm wanting to go. But in case you don't know anything about my website, there's this page which has a search engine on it. And since my Stream Deck is currently not working properly, I'm afraid to even try to post the link. But if you go in here to this page, there's a search engine. So let's suppose I want to talk about points inside of a contest. So if I hit points, it goes to a whole bunch of different videos that I have that talk about points. And if you click on one, then it jumps right into the video, and you see that it jumped right into 4 minutes and 22 seconds. And if I press play, in a few minutes, we're going to dive into rapport and talk about great ways that we can get people energized and excited to earn points. There's that word, points, I was waiting for. So this is a really freaking cool tool to go in and do your own research on what works and what doesn't work in terms of contests. So here is a Facebook group. There are lots of them, and don't be shy about asking questions, because that's how this thing works. That's one of the reasons why I'm going live, right? Here is a group that only lists big sweepstakes. Now, you would tend to think that sweepstakes that are quote-unquote big are going to be well thought out and well planned, but actually I found lots of interesting things that I think work and don't work here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down, and we're going to talk about this one right off the bat. Win an all-expense paid trip for a lifetime trip to LA. Now, I'm reading this up here, right? But what was the first thing that I saw that caused me to stop? Well, being a man, there's a picture of two very attractive people, and so I stopped, right? But what if that's the only thing I look at? This is a contest, I suspect, right? This is a campaign where they are trying to get me to click. Now, maybe this gets me to click because I'm a sexist man. But the question is that the right target market? And frankly, the image isn't done very well because it's the woman on the right is cut off and the woman on the left, the top of her head's cut off, and I have no idea what she's holding up over here. I assume it's a cup from something she's won. Maybe she plays tennis. Or she's gotten some award or something that she's holding up. Now, maybe I recognize her. I don't. I assume that that's one of these two, Jeannie Bouchard and Sloane Stevens. I assume that's one of them. I assume this is one of the other, but how can I tell because I can't see her face? So this is a poorly executed campaign right off the bat because their image isn't working properly on Facebook. It's terrifically horrible. Let's scroll down a little bit more. Here's another one. Notice this one doesn't even fit in Facebook. It's cut off on the left and it's cut off on the right. And there's words cut off. And somebody's talking about me in the Up Viral group. Yay! I'm checking the screen to make sure that my face is appearing properly, etc. I'm over here. Hi. So, if you're creating a contest to try to attract people, why is it that people are not testing these first two campaigns to see? I mean, I'm just kind of stunned. How is it that they don't know that their images aren't appearing properly? They're asking people to share their campaigns, and yet their image doesn't work in one of the biggest platforms on the planet called Facebook. I don't get it. I'm going to actually come into this one, because I know this is a Viral Loops campaign. It's a software that we use. I don't use it. I actually own it, but I don't use it. So great. Now I know their names and I see. So what they've done. Hi, Alberto. Alberto's here. Okay, so I know I gotta stop doing that. All right. What I had done was I went full screen on Safari over here in this tab. And when I switch over to Ecamm, obviously it's leaving this page. So I'm going to come out of full screen because it's gone into a separate space. And then when I switch over to Ecamm, which you guys can't see, I'm currently looking at the screen, moving it around. You can probably see my cursor move, but you can't see the screen from Ecamm. And I had to come back to here because I needed to turn this off, because I don't need everybody to see Alberto's comment all the time. Anyway, so lesson learned there. Thank you for tuning in, by the way, Alberto and Brandon and I apologize, Mujizer, Musha, I butcher foreign names, I'm sorry. I apologize, and I appreciate your patience there. All right, let's go back to the campaign. So, win an all-expense-paid trip of a lifetime to LA to meet and hang out on set. Why on set? Is this a commercial? I don't know why. I want to see them play tennis. More friends you refer, the more likely you'll be to win. That's kind of an interesting way of doing it. I don't typically talk about this on the landing page, on the first page. And I don't talk about some of the rules right here at the top. But maybe that's a good idea. I'll think about that. So again, the reason I come in and look at other campaigns is to see what maybe is potentially working and what's not working, and learn stuff from other people. It's a very simple page, right? So I understand the offer. I get to go see these two people on set. I don't know what that means, but they're tennis superstars. Top Court is the sponsor, apparently, so I assume that has to do with tennis, right? So they've got a very valid offer for their business model. So if I click count me in, I get, because I'm in Safari, I'm not in Instagram, right? So they probably have other ways to get here from Instagram. Win a free trip to LA and meet these superstars. So they've said it again. Give me your first name, your Instagram handle, which is apparently not required, and your email address. It is kind of interesting because the subtlety here is they're assuming that you're on Instagram and they're kind of limiting you. What I probably would have done if they're really, I mean, the prize itself is, kitty cat, what are you doing? The prize itself is limiting it, but there's still an opportunity. If I'm somebody who wants to go to LA, maybe I frickin' bail out and don't go meet tennis stars, whatever. So I would possibly add a question that said, which of the two is your favorite? I don't know. The more questions you ask and stuff, the more you limit the people. You end up with higher quality leads. That's just a different way of doing it. I'm not going to enter this one because I don't care. But it was interesting. Anybody have any comments? Any yays or nays on that campaign? Obviously, this is a fail. This sharing image is botched completely. And look, Alberto gave me a reaction. Look at that. Isn't it fun when you do Facebook Live? Maria, I couldn't find the terms on this one. That's a great point. I didn't look for terms and conditions. Jeannie, who owns this group, says that they couldn't find the rules either, but she posted it. Oh, she even mentioned it up here. By the way, something else, another tip for you. I know this isn't the Tuesday tip day, but if you're running contests, make friends with some of these people like Jeannie Trusick. See, I'm horrible at names. Trusick. What I have done over time is I've made friends with her so that when I have a new campaign that I think is a high dollar one, I message her privately and say, hey, please post this, because if you notice in this particular group, all of the people that are posting are her and him, her husband. There are no posts by other people. So I make a friend and they welcome the content, right? They want to know when there are really good, high quality contests because that makes their group more popular. And they got 5,000 members. So this potentially is a very good source for people to come into my campaign. Now, when I do it, when I use UpViral as opposed to Viral Loops, I would use a tracking link so that I can see how many people come from this particular group and whether or not I should continue doing that in the future. See, notice what they're doing inside the group to make the group more appealing is they're actually posting what they find for the rules. I'm sorry, I just read Alberto's comment. No, but I appreciate your candid input. But now I don't remember what I said that you said no to. So I'm sorry. I don't know what no. Anyway. And it doesn't particularly probably matter. So let's look for more. Here's another one, right? They have found the rules. Oh, you said if there were any questions. All right, thank you. Thank you for the clarification. They have posted the rules. This is budlight.promo.eprize. So, do I really think this is a Bud Light promotion? No, probably not, because it doesn't say budlight.com. And I also don't think it's really sponsored by Bud Light, because there's no image. There's nothing here. Bud Light and Boots sweepstakes. I have no idea what this is, which is pretty bad in terms of there's all kinds of problems in here. I'm glad I came in here. Let me close my door, because I now have a door on my office. I should take advantage of it, because my wife's just not too far out there, and I know she kind of likes me to keep the noise down, and I get really excited about this stuff. So here's a campaign which is $2,000 gift cards. And they've specified that you can only enter once, and there are no referrals. So why would they post that? This one's really interesting. Somebody tell me why they would post that you can only enter once and there are no referrals. Why would they share that information? Anybody got a clue? Alberto? Anybody else? I know there's a bunch of you watching. Thank you for watching. Enter one time only, no referrals. Any comments? Anybody? Stalling. Oh, I don't want to play sounds because I know it slowed me down. All right. Nobody's answering. You're probably not as clued in as I want you to be on what I'm trying to ask. So the number one thing in terms of a contest is that most people who enter contests, aha. All right, thank you. I stalled long enough to get some answers. Roma says weird. And Alberto's pretty close to showcase the probability of winning. And I shouldn't say pretty close. Exactly. The number one problem with a contest, and I talk about this in my new planning course, and I talk about it in the stuff that I do. So if you want more information, I talk about this a lot. Pay attention to this. The number one problem with contests is that okay, I label it number one. There's lots of problems. There are potentially lots of different things to worry about, right? And whether it's number one or number two or number three, it's in the top three. People want to enter contests where they have the best chance to win, which means there are fewer people, right? If you can only enter once and you can't refer anybody, then that implies that this contest is going to have a low number of people in the contest. Right? So Alberto gets the bell for figuring that one out. Good for you. You're showcasing the probability of winning is exactly correct. Now, I was actually, side note, I mentioned at the beginning, if you were here, that I was on a conversation with two contest experts. One of them spends 12 hours a day entering contests. The other has books and stuff on teaching people how to win contests. What was one of the number one tips that she gave last night? I know, you don't know because you weren't there. Ha! She said, if you want to win a contest, don't enter the big ones where they're giving away a massive prize and tens of thousands of people are going to enter, because you're not going to win. The odds of you winning are too astronomically low. She said find local contests find radio stations or local businesses that are doing a contest, because the number of people entering those is going to be much lower, so the probability of winning is much higher. Focus your time there, she said, as opposed to focusing on the big ones. So Alberto is absolutely right on that. Way to go, Alberto. Or Alberto. I don't know. Whichever way you say it. So look at this one. Here's another one. A motorhome. Enter one time and up to 20 referrals. So they're limiting the number of referrals. Also interesting. I don't know that I've ever seen that. Actually, I think I have. But there's no image. Why is there no image to appeal to me to win this? I'm going to click it just for fun. Oh, look, there's an image. Oh, look. Do you know how many billions of clicks are wasted? How much time is wasted because somebody decided we have to tell people that they use cookies on every frickin' website on the planet? Doesn't everybody know? But no, I have to click on this to make it go away because I wanted to see the top of the page. $100,000 RV. You know what that makes me feel like? It makes me feel like they're not really going to give it away because it's such an expensive thing. And it's called homeofthefreerv.com. It doesn't sound like a particular business that is giving away something specific. It does say down here in tiny, tiny letters, sponsor RV Retailer LLC, and they do give an address. Tiny, tiny letters. They do have rules. Look at that. Good for them. Legal residence in the United States. Free, so you can text during the promotion period. I'm still kind of suspicious about this. I mean, why would somebody give away $100,000 prize? I mean, that's astronomical. Now, I get really suspicious when the prize is that big. And there's not really any indication of who the business is. I mean, who is RV Retailer LLC? Administrator, Real-Time Media. But do they give me an address to email them, to talk to them, or a phone number? No. Can you imagine paying the taxes on this prize? I mean, what are the taxes? 40%? You'll never own this thing. Anyway. Alberto says, hey, I live close enough I can check it out. Well, I think what you'll find is possibly a very small, tiny little hole-in-the-wall business, if there is one. Maybe a door. I suspect this is a scam. This is me. Notice it also says 317 days left to enter. So the odds of you remembering that you entered this campaign, 317 days left to enter. I keep forgetting that I can zoom in. I mean, look how small the writing is down here. Zoom. 21 years and older. So they're making it look like they're really going to give it away because they have rules and stuff. But this just feels icky to me. This just feels icky. I mean, they don't even have an image here. And homeofthefreerv.com is not giving me any indication that this is a real business, right? I mean, why doesn't it say Alberto Rivera RV shop and give you the name where you can go, or the address where you can go physically look at RVs? And this just feels like a scam. Too much of a scam. I would never enter that. Although I should enter it, right? Maybe I should enter it to find out what additional crap they give. All you need is an email address. And oh, there is a contact us. Let's see what that does. Oh, it opens my email system. Home of the Free RV at promosupport.com. Let's see where that goes. I'm laughing because nothing's happening. What do you want to bet that's a dead website? See? Oh, man, this looks like a scam. All right, so that'll never load. That's a scam. Ray. This. I'm just going to tell Ray I think it's a scam. All right, moving on. Isn't this fun? I think it's fun. 55 prizes to win. See, yeah, now this one's appealing to me. Thailand getaway, 5-star hotel, 500. So this is appealing, but then it totally disappears in appealing because I know this is one of these things where they have they have like thousands of gift vouchers, travel vouchers that they can give away for free and make money off of. So this one, it started to appeal to me because I started here with 55 prizes to win. But this smells more of one of those travel voucher things, and I don't care. $5,000. I'll look at the dollar road trip sweepstakes. Is this dollar rentals? Dollar rentals? It says dollar.com, so that makes me feel a little interesting, a little trustworthy. I'm going to click it. Because let me just do dollar.com. Okay, so that appears to me to be something valid. Notice that there is not a whole lot of information at the top. There's a broken image. Let me refresh the page. Still a broken image. That makes me feel snoopy. Enter now. First name, last name, phone number, email. No purchase necessary. It ends March. Residence, the United States. Road trip rules. Sponsor, blah, blah. All right, so this is looking pretty interesting. And the page is really fast. So I just went back. I want to scroll down. About the sweepstakes. You and 3 guests could win the chance to build your California road trip, cruise any California stuff. So, See, this is interesting. This is well done. They've given the opportunity to just frickin' enter, right? I don't care what it is. It's sponsored by Dollar. I want in. More information down below that, except for a broken image. Cruise any route in California. Figure out what your route is. Here's what you could win. Hotel accommodations, dollar, car rental, airfare. Brilliant. See, this is giving me information. And here's the form again. This I like. This I trust. This is very well done. It's got nice imagery. It's appealing. Sign me up, baby. If I were doing this, I would sign me up. I might sign up later. I'll leave that there. That's a really well done campaign. I assume, I didn't look, but I assume there's rules here somewhere. There's the rules. No purchase necessary. Purchase will not increase. So they're saying the right words. It looks very legalese. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. All right. I'm not going to sit here and try to review all of those. But I would enter that. That's a really well done campaign. So if you're looking for something to emulate, there's a nice one right there. Now, and we don't know. All right. I'm going to enter. right? Why do I want to enter? Because I want to see what's next. Huh. Doesn't like me using a keyboard shortcut for that. And you're going to see my phone number. Don't call it. I won't answer. All right. Here we go. This is what I wanted to know. Earn additional entries by joining their rewards or sharing your link. All right. Roma with a really good question. How can we check credibility of people running contests? Should rules contain all of the company details, phone numbers, etc.? I have to add additional GDPR rules in the European Union. Don't you have to in the US? Or you don't have to in the US, right? Well, all right, Roma, I'm going to just do this. We're going to come back to me. And it looks like we're stuttering again. And I haven't done any Stream Deck stuff. So that's interesting. Number one, we're in the wild, wild west of contests. It depends upon the size of your organization. Let me go this way. And number one, I am not a lawyer and I do not play one on TV, so please do not trust my advice. Go seek legal representation if you have these questions. That's number one. Number two, the odds, and this is true in GDPR land as well as the United States, the odds of somebody submitting you to the proper authorities to get you flogged for a contest that isn't quite working per laws is slim to none. It could happen, but typically what I think will happen is that somebody will come to you and say, you're not following the rules, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to submit your complaint, and you'll just work with them and you'll fix it somehow. Typically because normally, I mean, at least in the United States, then if I complained about this RV contest, I would have to go to the state authorities in Missouri where I live, look up how to do a complaint, spend months going through the process, and the odds are they're going to go, we're so busy with other stuff, don't bother us with that silly contest, right? So whether or not you really, really, really need to apply the rules, I think you should do the best thing you can. You should make terms and conditions. You should put in information on how people can contact you because you want to give an air of authority, right? You want to build trust with the people that you're running campaigns for. So yes, make it as legal as you can and abide by the laws that you think you need to abide by, and most people will trust you. Although many people will trust that RV company and because they think the prize is huge enough that they're willing to risk their email address to do it. I don't know why this is stuttering again. It's driving me crazy. And if you really let's be realistic, Roma. 1 people out of 1 million are going to actually go try to contact the company, right? They're just going to make an analysis of whether or not they think it's legit and either put in their information or they're going to run away screaming like I did. I do happen to know, for example, in the United States, if the prize is over $5,000, then you have to pay for a license in the state of Florida. How many people go do that, right? First of all, I would keep the prize under $5,000. But most people are not going to go through the effort. Now, if I were Dollar.com who's doing rentals, I'm certainly going to follow the rules, right? I'm going to go through and do all the things that I legally need to do because I can afford it. A lot of it comes down to whether or not you can afford it. I mean, let's suppose that I run a contest and somebody says, Mitch, I should have won, and you didn't pick my name, and I have technically, just so you know, I record a video every time I do a drawing, and so I have the evidence that shows that I used the up arrow and I used the tool to draw the name legally, randomly, blah, blah, blah. But even if somebody were to get really stinky about it, what I'm probably going to do is just like pay them off somehow so that they never submit an application to the proper authorities and blah, blah, blah. They don't take it down that far. So there you go. Can you post a link to that contest in the chat? Are you talking about, Stephen, or thank you for commenting. Are you talking about the dollar one? This one? Here, I'll give you a link. So I'm going to post it on my timeline, and you can go enter, you can use my link and give me some credit. So just go to my timeline and use the link. How's that? Isn't that the way it's supposed to work? Alberto, and the rules are likely to indicate that you are going to file a lawsuit. You'll have to do it in the state where the business is licensed. Yes, thank you. Great point. I do that in the terms and conditions that I share in my campaigns, right? I have statements like that say that if they want to file a complaint, here's how to do it, and a lawsuit does have to be done in the state of Missouri, in the United States, blah, blah, blah. So, yes. So, Stephen said, and thank you, Alberto, that's a great point. Brilliant. So, see how I did that? I think that's pretty brilliant. I don't know why this is stuttering. It's just driving me crazy. This is the kind of thing that does drive me crazy because it takes me forever to figure out what the problem is, right? And diagnosing these things, and it's just painful. I want things to just work. And I know this has worked, and I suspect that the most recent software upgrade has caused this problem, but how do I prove that? And how do I get either the Ecamm or the Stream Deck people to figure it out? I'm going to quit Stream Deck again. Stream Deck quit. And we're going to see, you guys saw it right there, and the stuttering stopped. So it's either an Ecamm problem or a Stream Deck problem or something in between. At least I know that. Thank you for being patient and helping me figure that out, right? So we'll let this go for a while. The Stream Deck is shut down. I can't do anything automatically anymore, which is very frustrating. But, all right. So we've been at this now for 45 minutes. I could go on. I enjoy the heck out of doing this kind of stuff. But I do have things to do, right? I do have family to feed, and I do appreciate all of you. If you have any questions, go ahead and pop them in after I sign out. Now I don't even have my sign out music. Oh, how am I going to live? I do have I do have training that you can get involved in. Send me a private message and I will connect you with all of that. You could go to giveawayrocket.com and see what I have to do there. You can join me in the Facebook group, etc. Stephen, before he gets in a question before I sign out. Have you found any site which tracks sketchy contests? Great question. Or complaints about them? No, I haven't. Although I would suspect that if you get involved, so there's two sides of this world, right? There is those of us who create contests and run them, and then there's the people out there in the world who enter our contests, the contesters or the sweepers, depending upon what you want to call them. I suspect that the sweepers of the world have a site like that. I haven't gone looking for it, but I bet they do. I wouldn't create one because I'm a chicken, and I would be afraid that I would put website, RV, whatever we were just looking at on a list, and somebody'd come after me and sue me, and I don't want to get involved in that stuff. So, but I suspect that the sweepers of the world have lists somewhere of those kind of things. Does that help? I think it does, hopefully. So, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate all of you for watching, and I look forward to working with all of you, because those of you who are running businesses or doing contests, you're doing great stuff, and we want to make it better so that we can bring in higher quality leads and grow our business. So if you have any questions, come see me about that. If you don't have any questions about that, go away. No, I'm kidding. Thanks for tuning in. Jump on my calendar, all that other stuff. Say you love me. I'll catch you again on the next scheduled broadcast.